How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I need to talk to you about a new SPAC that just announced today. It's up 50%. I actually bought into the stock, and it's in an exciting sector, and I want to bring it to your attention. This one, I know I've been buying a lot of stocks. I know this is aftermarket hours. I know this is already up 50%. I get crap on all those different things. First of all, I know it's after hours, but I was reading about it right towards the end of market hours. If you want to hear earlier, there's a link down below to Patreon where you can join, and I told them that I was buying in. Second of all, I know it's up 50%, but it was up 50% almost all day today because they announced the SPAC this morning. Third of all, I know I've been buying a lot of stocks, but this one is one that I plan on holding for a long time. This one is pretty cheap for what it does compared to some of its competitors, some of the other stocks in the space, and there are a lot of catalysts moving for this one moving forward. So first of all, it's a SPAC, so there's limited downside. Second of all, if you've been paying attention, ARK ETFs have been doing an insanely great job this year of picking out stocks early. And if you remember, they're coming out with a space ETF. This one is in the space sector. So I'll explain it. I'll go over some of the revenues, kind of compare it to some other space stocks, and we can get a look at it to see whether it makes sense to invest when it's up 50% or not. So if you guys like this, please leave a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Please hit subscribe if you haven't already done that. If you guys want, there is that link down there to Patreon so you can see exactly when I buy and sell stocks. You know, this one, since it's up 50%, who knows? It could go down, but you have to have the ability to jump and buy more at a depressed price if it does go down. So if you want to see whether, if this does go down, if you want to see whether I'm buying more, you can check it out. Or if you want to see the link down there, we were able to get into some other plays early, like CCIV, I think is up like 30% today. We got in, and I think we're up like 115% or something like that. We've been up on a lot of penny stocks too. If you guys want to check out the link down there to Patreon, you could definitely check that out. There's also a link down there to WeBull. If you want some free stocks, you can deposit $100, and there's a link down there to BlockFi. Last thing that I'll say, if you want to invest in cryptocurrency and get an interest rate, Ethereum is up to over $1,500 right now. I think it's up like 10% on the day. I've been buying Ethereum over the last couple months, and I've been buying some Bitcoin too in stablecoins. So there's a link down there if you're interested in that. Now, the company that we're looking at today is Helicity Inc. So this is the SPAC. The company that they are merging with is Astra. So this came out just today. Like I said, Astra, the fastest privately funded company in history to demonstrate orbital launch capacity, and Helicity, a special purpose acquisition, announced a definitive business agreement to take this company public. Now, they have a couple of companies in the pipe. So it says upon closing, the transaction is expected to provide up to $500 million in cash proceeds, including up to $300 million in cash held in the trust account of Helicity, and an upsized $200 million pipe led by funds and accounts managed by BlackRock. So after this transaction, 78% of the existing Astra shareholders will own the company, 14% are from the SPAC, and then 8% from pipe investors. Just looking at this, you can see the different leaders in this company. Chris Kemp worked for NASA, OpenStack, the government. Kellen Brannon worked for Amazon, Arista, Calix, and you can kind of look down the line. It's an impressive number of important companies there. So they say this is the first pure play public space company. It's got a compelling platform strategy that enables scale and efficiency, competitive advantage that increases with velocity and scale, large and growing sales backlog and pipeline, and world-class executive team. Now, basically what they're doing is they're launching these different satellites up into space. It's a $1 trillion sector by 2040, they're saying. There's $216 billion in the satellite manufacturing spending from now to 2030. And they are expecting about $41 billion in government investment in space. Now, just what they're doing is they are launching these different satellites, and basically what they are planning on is they plan on building a very repeatable structure so that they can launch these different satellites very quickly and very cheaply. So they say they want rapid payload delivery to launch. So They want to be able to do this within 24 hours. They want to be able to put this anywhere in the world. And they also want this to be very affordable. They kind of lay out how they want this to work. They want a modular spacecraft platform. They want this rapid from concept to constellation in months, not years. So they want to move quickly. And this is something that they've done before. So they say in here that they were the first, or the fastest, I should say, company to launch into orbital space. So it took them 4 years to launch, as opposed to SpaceX, which took 7 years, Virgin Orbit 13, Rocket Lab 12. So they've done this quickly in the past. You can see their timeline and what they've able to do. In just 2016, the company was founded. They had their first test rocket in December 2017. They had their first test launch in 2018, second test launch, and then you can see that they actually demonstrated orbital capability in December 2020. So they're doing the SPAC pretty soon afterwards. Now, they already work with 5 government customers. They have 10 customers already, or over 10, and 50 plus launches in backlog, over $150 million in contracted revenue, and over 100 spacecrafts in their backlog. Now, they were also awarded the NASA Venture Class Launch Services contract for launch of NASA CubeSats. So they have a $1.2 billion pipeline. So they're expecting $4 million in revenue this coming year, $67 million in revenue the next year, $256 all the way up to $1.5 billion. Now, looking at their numbers a little bit deeper, you can see they're expecting 1,700% growth, and then all the way up even through 2025 with a 92% growth. They're expecting gross margins in the 70% range, and they're expecting free cash flow of almost $700 million. Now, I'll be honest, this is not the safest investment you'll ever find. This is in the space sector. A lot of these space plays are pretty risky for the fact that this is a very difficult thing to do, but they've already shown that they have some success with it. They've already been a very quick company, a quick on their feet company that has been able to do things that other companies took much longer to do. They will have competition, but I think with the fact that they are pretty cheap right now, I mean, honestly, right now, I know that they don't have much in revenue. They're expecting only $4 million, but right now they were given a $2.1 billion valuation. Even if we bump that up and say it's a $3 billion valuation, take a look at that versus something like Virgin Galactic. It's about 4 times cheaper. And I think what Virgin Galactic is doing is probably much more difficult, commercializing spaceflight, as opposed to just sending rockets up into the atmosphere now, or different satellites. Now, I could be wrong. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a NASA engineer, nothing like that. But I was willing to invest in this company. I put in some money. I'm right around my cost basis. I realize that there are potential catalysts coming up for this too, with ARK's ETF. I'm not saying that they're going to be included in that or anything like that, but I find this to be a very interesting opportunity. And right now, the fact is they are expecting about $1.5 billion in revenue by 2025. You can see that here. That means that they're selling at a price to sales ratio around 2, 5 years out. So that's actually pretty good compared to some of its competitors. But definitely do your research on this one. I'm not saying that this will go only up. I'm not saying that it's the best investment in the world. I'm saying you need to take a look at it because I think it's a very interesting opportunity. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor, so do your own research. If you want to know exactly what I buy and sell in real time, you can check out the link down below to Patreon. Again, if you guys want some free stocks through WeBull, you could trade even after the market's closed. So if you're just seeing this now and it's after the market's closed and you're able to use WeBull, you could go buy some shares now in WeBull. So definitely check out that link down below if you're interested in that. And there's a link to BlockFi down there. Like I said, I've been throwing some more money there. There's some nice interest. You should definitely check that out. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video. If you want to see my video from earlier today on one other stock that I bought today, you can check out the video here. Thanks.